Welcome back to another segment of Buckingham Business Review. I'm your host, Bernie Wolford. Our video magazine is about the intersection of people, strategy, and tactics. And we're here for a second segment with Leslie Kuban of FranNet. If you missed the first segment, I encourage you to go back and learn a bit more about Leslie and her work at FranNet. Leslie, let's bring it to life, if you will. In the first segment, you gave our viewers a great illustration and description of what you do to match a candidate to franchise opportunities. But let's bring out some specific examples that really help our viewers understand step 1, step 2, step 3, what leads to success, perhaps in a recent experience or two with a candidate.
Sure. Have a lot of examples to
Perfect.
choose from. And so one that comes to mind, I mentioned one of the franchises that we're working with is a private academy.
Right.
And this is an interesting story. There's a couple that I've actually been in contact with over the last 10 years and helped, at different times in their life they were ready to look at different kinds of opportunities. But the timing really does have to be right. And so whether that's 1 year or 10 years, that's important to take into consideration. So this was a couple, the wife, she had been downsized out of corporate America. She was a financial analyst in a few different organizations here in Atlanta, and she just didn't want to be in the position of ever possibly getting that pink slip again. And so it was very important to her to take more independence, more in control. And she's very passionate about education. She's very involved with her son's school and the PTA, and she knows everybody at the school. And so just education is a huge passion of hers. But she's not an educator herself, and that's really important to take into account. Very few people who are successfully transitioning into franchises actually had any kind of prior professional or corporate background in the franchise business that they're choosing, but they have to have the right skill sets. And she's
a passion, I guess.
And a passion,
right.
a passion for business. And in her case, she really wanted to be passionate about what it was. But that's not true for everybody. But she's just getting started in that business. She's checking all her boxes and getting her school up and running quickly. And so she's very excited about getting into something that is her own, that she is passionate about. She knew she liked education, but she didn't know, well, what are the steps to make this happen for myself? So I spent a lot of time with her. She said, I'm interested in education, but I had to take her a step back and say, okay, well, you had that's an interest, that's what you're passionate about, but are you really going to be good at it running it as a business? And those are two different,
that makes sense.
two different animals. And so we had to do the skill assessment and look at the financials of it. Is this business model going to meet the financial needs, as well as tapping into your passion, into your interest? So,
very good. Obviously we're taping this in August 2012, still very much impacted by recession with a lot of people in transition. Is there another example or two that come to mind?
Sure. It's been about 3 years now. I helped a gentleman. He was he was an IT executive coming out of the banking industry, and he came from a very professional background, and he liked the idea of a business that was professional. And so business services was something that would be more of a fit for his preferences and his skill sets. Liked the idea of something that was Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, more traditional business hours. But he also was a very creative guy. He wanted something with a lot of variety to it. Each day is different. So he's just knocking the cover off the ball with a commercial sign manufacturing business. And
fascinating.
Yeah, I just got an email from him yesterday. I was really pleased. He got a $160,000 new client from his internet presence. And so we're very excited. We love hearing those stories.
That has to be so gratifying, because I sense you, quote unquote, do it right. You genuinely want a good fit of the candidate to the franchise opportunity, and then to have someone communicate several years later how much fun they're having, it's working out. That has to be very satisfying.
Those are the best. I love everything about my business, but that is one of the most gratifying parts about it, is to hear the success stories of how people's lives are changed and they have more control of their schedule, more control of their future, and they're doing something new that they're enjoying.
I increasingly, in the circles I travel, I increasingly hear the very term you used. I don't want to work for a corporation and get another pink slip. I want to be in control of my destiny. So it sounds like that's the first thing you hear quite often.
A lot. We hear it a lot.
Well, we're visiting with Leslie Kuban of FranNet and learning tons about the business of franchise and selecting the right franchise for the right candidate. And Leslie's going to be joining us in another segment, which we hope you will return and watch. We're going to learn some of the how-tos. How does she process a candidate through, I guess, the specifics of their personality and desires and achieve the right match of franchise. So until we're together again, this is Bernie Wolford with Buckingham Business Review. So long for now.